Hey, Wonder Friends, what's better than eating Christmas cookies? Drawing Christmas cookies. Not really. There's nothing better than eating Christmas cookies. They're delicious, but today we're going to learn how to draw one right now.
Here we go! Wonder Friends, Wonder Friends, time for Wonder Friends show! Yeah! Right!
Okay, friends, I am excited to draw this one with you. We're doing Christmas cookies. Now, here's the cool part. There's no wrong way to do this. We are going to just make up some cookie shapes. Because we're not going to use a cookie cutter. We're going to use the cookie cutter in our brain just to make up some stuff. Before we get started, we're going to start with our page sideways. And I'm going to draw with this Sharpie here so there's plenty of space to draw other things. What I would like to remind you is that you're going to draw different than me, which is perfectly fine. If you feel that you've made a mistake, just get a new piece of paper, start over, or if I've gone too fast, you can always rewind the video. No big deal. Now we're going to start with our page sideways. Like I said, we're going to kind of build three little cookies side by side. You can change your shape up any different way that you want, but we're going to draw two like gingerbread man type cookies, and then one maybe like candy cane, but maybe you have a different idea that you would like to draw yours. Maybe you'd like to make a candy cane rocket ship cookie, or you'd like to make a UFO cookie. Have some fun with it. It's your Christmas cookie you're going to draw. I want to just show you some basic things about this. Now, one of the things about a gingerbread cookie is it's got a head. So I'm going to just start drawing a shape like this. And the reason why I want this to be a free form idea is I wanted to really show you guys that you don't have to make these things perfect. There is no real right or wrong way. Because I don't know if you've ever made cookies before, Christmas cookies. Sometimes if you stamp the cookie and then you move it, all of a sudden like your perfect shape that you just stamped looks a little different. I don't know about you. I just bake them anyway. I don't worry about it being perfect. And then sometimes some really funny shapes come out of it. And then I just kind of go with it and just have some fun with it. So I have those three shapes like this. Maybe your shapes are different and that's fine. Now, I love to ice in the cookies. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the icing on the cookies. And a way to do that is it's just a parallel line inside. Now, what you'll notice is I'm not pushing super hard. So what that happens is it breaks the line a little bit. But that parallel line, it's going to go around the cookie. Now, here's the other part. Remember, it does not have to be perfect because if you ice in cookies, is icing cookies? If you put icing on cookies, you know what I'm saying. If you do that, what happens is it's not perfect unless you have some sort of machine. So your drawing doesn't have to be perfect either. So just kind of roll around the edge there. Don't have to take your time. Have some fun with it and just do this. Maybe your icing kind of falls off and it's blobby and it dripped on there, you know, like maybe like, oh no, like I'll just do one. Like, oh man, my icing fell off of my cookie. It's on the side. No big deal. I'm going to show you guys how to make that look in your illustration like it's done on purpose. So now that we have all of those lines in the inside of there, we have our icing. What we're going to do is we're going to add in some extra details. I'm going to switch over to just a little bit thinner marker so that way you can see it, but you don't have to change your marker. You can keep with the one you have. I'm just doing it so it's easier for you guys to see. I'm going to put some stuff like, I don't know, like maybe like there'd be 3 gumdrops on this one. And then maybe there's a little band here. This is where we're going to decorate. So pretend that you're decorating a real life cookie. And what kind of stuff would you put on your cookie? That's what we're going to do right now. Is we're just going to do some stuff. Now I'm going to make the eyeballs because I am making a cartoon. I want to make my eyeballs kind of like cartoon type of eyeballs. They don't have to be, you know, what you would make on a real life gingerbread man. That's the cool part about making the art, is we can change it a little bit. I'm gonna put some stripes on here, like this candy cane would be striped. It gives me some things to color different. I'm gonna draw some eyes on this one. Let's say this one has some gumdrops also, but this one's got some wavy things going on. Again, just want to encourage you guys to know that they don't have to be perfect. You can make them any kind of way. Think about when you make cookies yourself, they're not perfect when you do that. Same way here, we're not gonna make these perfect. So once you have your basic shapes down and you have all the stuff to decorate it, we need to color all of these. I have some markers here that I'm going to color with. If you need to run and grab any kind of color markers, colored pencils, crayons, anything you have to color with, now's a great time to do it. But I'm going to fast forward this so you don't have to sit and watch me color the whole time. But at the end, if you want to color just like me, just pause the video and you can do that as well. Okay, friends, I'm going to show you some really easy ways here to make the cookies look like they're setting on a table. If you have any markers, this is a great thing to do. Like I know if you get Crayola markers, they have that gray marker. A gray marker is perfect for this kind of thing. What you're going to do is you are going to run a gray marker around the edge of the cookie, okay? That was a little dark. Let me find a lighter one here. You're going to take that marker and you're going to run it along the edge. Now, you're not going to run it all the way, like all the way around. You're going to draw on one side. So pretend the light is coming from this side. And that would be a way to draw this down here like this. So if you think about as this curves around, you're not going to see this side. So you're going to draw it just on that top part, just like this. And you're gonna do the same thing on the other one. And you're gonna use that to show the edge of the cookie sitting on the table. Another way you can do it, I'm gonna show you with a colored pencil, is if you draw like right up the edge and you kind of, you're drawing like the black up to the edge, but then as you come out, you are lifting up just a little bit. And when you do that, it fades out a little, okay? I'm gonna show you on a separate piece of paper. So if I have, I'm gonna show you this white piece of paper here. If I press really hard, you can see it's like black, but watch what happens when I start lifting up just a little bit on with my hand. So I'm not pressing as hard, and I'm lifting up a little. It's still hitting the paper, but you can see it starts to fade. Push a little harder so you can see it a little easier. It starts to fade away. So if I bring it up there a little bit, you can see how it goes from dark and it starts to fade out. The same kind of idea that you're going to do here is you're going to push harder, and as you get further away, just pick up on it. And when you do that, that gives that shadow look as well. Another way that you can do any of those extra little highlights would be using, ooh, that's not a white. Use a white pencil. I know that the white pencils aren't that great, but sometimes they'll pick up if you go over a darker color, and that white will just show up like it is some icing, things like that. You can add your other shadows to the edge of your cookie as well. That'll show the shadows that have happened on the edge of your cookie. The big thing I want you just to remember is when you're doing this, there's no exact way to do it. Just like when you make cookies, you saw we did our little thing here. We can add a little edge to it, and it gives the same look, like it's sat there on the edge of the cookie. You can color the page, tabletop color, things like that. This is all stuff that you can do and you can add to your drawing to make it look a little bit more real. But the real thing I want to just remind you is it doesn't have to be perfect. Just like cutting cookies, they're not perfect unless you make a machine. And we're not machines, we're people. We make mistakes, things happen, you roll with it and you figure out a new way to make the best of what you got. And the last thing you need to do is you need to sign your name on it so everyone knows who made this awesome piece of art. Hey guys, I don't know about you, but are you hungry now that we drew those cookies? Do you want to make some cookies? I want to make some cookies. I haven't made cookies yet, but I want to make some cookies now. Now I want to remind you just what we talked about so much during that was that it doesn't have to be perfect. A lot of the things that we're drawing, we get worried if we mess up that it doesn't look exactly right. Same as making Christmas cookies. Sometimes when we go to pick them up before we put them in the oven, they kind of get messed up a little bit. And if you're cool with that, that's fine. It doesn't have to be exactly like what you stamped out the cookie. You can change it. Same goes with drawings. All I'm doing is showing you a way to do it. I want you to take those things and figure out your own way of doing it. It's not going to be perfect. Every time I draw something, it looks different too. It's not perfect. It's part of life. It's part of being human. And that's also what makes things fun in life. Could you imagine if everything we did was exactly the same? I think it would be fun at first, but then it would get very boring. So speaking of fun, I want you to check out the next videos that are coming up that are guaranteed to teach you something that you may not think you can do right now, but with a little bit of practice and some guidance, you're going to be an artist master.
Hey Wonder Friends, I would love to see the art you create and feature it on one of my videos. With the help of an adult, take a photo of your finished art and post it on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Don't forget to tag me so I can find it. Hey, are you looking for a signed copy of one of my books? Check out my website, wondervillestudios.com, for books, t-shirts, mugs, and more. I also do loads of school visits and would love to hear from you about scheduling a visit. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and check out all the other fun drawing lessons. Until I see you, be the weird you want to see in the world. See ya!